Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard Ortiz.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo. Streaming live and worldwide. Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighter's Voice.
KICKASS PODCAST.
Fresno, California, the Fighter's Voice, back in action, back in full effect. The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. We're simply knocking out the competition. If you're not here, you probably got knocked out. And of course, the Fighter's Voice would be nada without the co-host with the most, the UFC veteran himself, the Apache Kid, Mr. Cole Escovedo. What's happening, my man?
What's up, amigo?
Hey, man, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. Speaking of having a voice, my gosh, it was loud in Stockton, California.
Yeah, how'd that show
this
go?
Friday. It was off the hook. Another great promotion by you-know-who. The Stockton people were there. They were loud. They were proud.
I saw the post fights.
They came to see, they saw, and it was conquered.
Yeah?
It lived up to all the hype and then some.
You think they'll have a repeat showing there?
Oh, absolutely. From what I'm hearing, November.
They're happy with the venue?
No. Oh, yeah. Very, very happy.
Nice. What
Yes.
they end up using as a venue again?
It was right across from the riverside, the waterfront.
That's okay. I was going to say
the waterfront.
Downtown
Yes.
Stockton, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The good part of Stockton.
Well, yeah. Like,
although I will tell you a story
large
about what's good and what's bad and what's not.
Every large metro area is supposed to have like a nice downtown.
Hey,
like,
I'm looking for a nice place. I'm looking for an apartment down there.
really? Shut
Yes,
up.
I am. Yes, I
dude.
am.
I've seen pictures. There's like, it's got a whole, like Isaac De Jesus is always shooting pictures
Yeah.
of the Bay Area. They got the loading docks and stuff, but I know they've got that whole setup there. They got nice buildings, amphitheaters and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
a whole park or something built
Yeah.
around it. That looks nice.
Well, because the Fighter's Voice is growing. I don't want to just go there and show up on Thursdays and rock it. I want to get a feel for the people. I want to visit some of
Man,
their gyms.
you think your detour is long now.
Bring the team down there and learn the do's and don'ts, I won'ts, and yeah, all of it.
Man, you think
Embrace it.
your what do they call that when you got to drive to work? Your commute.
Oh,
You think
man.
your commute's bad now, bro?
It is,
And
man.
that's just from Madera, bro.
It is. No, I mean, especially, you know what I was thinking about is when on Thursdays, right when I get off work, Starbucks, Red Bull is just not cutting it, my man. I'm falling asleep on the road.
And, you know what's funny is I have a guy that can put you on the path of something that's not Red Bull.
I just want to. Okay.
No.
Wow.
I
Really?
know,
Are
I
we
was-
doing this right now?
The whole time I was trying to think of how do I word this without
Oh
it
my
without it
gosh.
sounding like I'm trying to sell
Okay.
coke. No, it's,
I do work with
it's an
kids. I work in the
alternative.
school district, my man.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who goes, "Oh, buy my essential oils." No, I know a guy that actually has been living by this stuff. It's an alternative to like Red Bulls.
Okay.
It's like all naturals. It's not supposed to have any like sugars in it that cause your crap, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to have the stuff that your kidneys have to process, your liver has to process, like all that junk. But it keeps you from getting all jittery, like with
Yeah.
some powder drinks you get. It makes you all
Yeah.
jumpy, and then you get a crash. It's just like, I've tried it twice. I didn't really notice any like upkick, but I did notice no drop. Like I noticed I didn't get tired.
Yeah.
I didn't get fatigued. I didn't have like this tired crash. I just kind of just plateaued.
Well, actually, what I'm looking at there is the best hotel in Stockton. It's the waterfront. So I'm
Okay.
trying to work a sponsorship deal where they can put me up at least after Wednesday's show. I mean, after Thursday's show, I could sleep there, wake up, and go to work the next day. That's what I did when we had Stitch on there last Thursday.
Yeah.
Because going and driving back, it is pretty tough.
What
But
if-
it's easy to say, okay, I'm not going to do it, or I could have done it. Hey, when you want this brand to grow, you got to go. You got to go
Might I
and
have
make
you
those
suggest,
connections.
like an on-site in-studio bunk bed room. You know how like
You know what?
nursing,
I'm
nursing
gonna
staff have
get
those
with my
in large
dude Shelly,
hospitals?
man. I'm gonna get with my dude Shelly and see if he'll make that happen.
Because I'm saying like not large hospitals have them for the staff. There's
Yeah.
just like 2 or 3 bunk beds in a room with lockers and a shower and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you just have that for like
You
your
know what?
DJs?
I think that'll come with trust. That'll come with us working together.
Yeah, an established
Speaking
product.
of working together, I know you're going to be doing something Friday. You're working, but we're coming in full, and we're going to talk about this. But I just had to talk about this. I am very excited because for the first time, we are going to have the dream team. We're going to have Mark Davis, who is one of the best in the game, still photography, KP, videographer, and then you got Shelly, videographer.
We're going to be up at Stockton again? Or?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I mean, so when you got a dream team like that, and if we can all work together, this thing can take it to the next level.
Product
to the
requires a
next
good
level.
team.
Yes.
You can have all the tools in the world, but if you don't have like the right team to
I
use
work
that
with
product,
KP. I can work with KP with my eyes closed.
right?
Shelly, it was a little getting used to, but bam, you know that talent when it's there. You just see it, and it's just, I can't wait for him to KP to collaborate and meet each other and just take us to the next level. And I posted the Dream Team's coming, baby.
I like it.
The Dream Team is coming.
What are we covering Friday? Boxing?
No, Copa Combate.
Oh, they're going to Stockton? I thought you were in LA for some reason.
No, well, it was LA the week before.
Okay.
2 weeks before.
2 weeks before was the LA
and
show.
Actually, I was down to go, man, but that budget was just over my head, man. I can't make them all, man. And that's part of the reason why we're getting some sponsors, man. It was good. So I need, I need to get that covered. I do. I don't want that to prevent me from doing that.
Bro.
Oh my gosh, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I do make? I'll make 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches and 2 ham and cheese sandwiches.
You know what I was gonna say?
I keep it real, man.
You could pick Sherwood's brain.
You know what? I want to.
Because Jeff used to. All the time, Jeff used to travel around pretty much on his own dime, and he'll tell you, for like ever, it was on my own dime.
And that's how you get out there. That's how you get recognized. Not so much personally recognized, but the brand recognized.
Yeah, that's exactly what he would say too. He would say, because that's how I got Sherdog out there. I was at as many events as I could be at, and it showed him there. Because then people would be like, "Oh, hey Jeff, what's going on, man? Dude, I just saw you last week," and he'd be like, "Yeah, I try to do everything," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." They start to put that word of mouth together. That same thing with Rich. You see Rich at all these events. You see him with the mic. You see the interviews and stuff. So eventually, people are just going to start associating you with, where's Rich? You know what I mean? Eventually, you're going to have it to the point to where managers are like, "Hey, where's Rich Ortiz? We want to get the fighter's voice first." You know, when they
exactly.
You get it to the point to where they're asking for you. And then that's where your product is gone as far as you can get it. Now it's just a matter of putting out continued quality.
Well, I mean, the very important thing is not just going out there and covering it. It's sharing and emailing and giving back, not just the fans, the viewers, the followers, but those that are in charge, that are in office, the content. They need to see and believe. They need to see, for everybody's visual. I always tell them, I am who I say I am. By me immediately emailing you the coverage, the post-fight, the pre-fight, the post-fight, highlights. I'm not just sitting there wearing a sports jacket saying hello to people,
or if you did an interview
and
with
watching
a guy,
a free fight.
Yeah, if you did an interview with a guy, he'd say, "Can I get that interview?" You'd be like,
absolutely.
Let me edit it and post it first.
What I'm talking about is the powers that be. I mean, this event was by Top Rank Boxing, and once again, I want to thank Top Rank Boxing. Opening up their arms, they're almost. I want to say this. I want to say thank you to the Top Rank family. I feel comfortable there. I like to get a check stub from them, someday, right, or be employed by them. I have no problem in that.
But you're doing everything that. Look at it like an internship at Google or something.
Yeah,
like you're doing everything you're supposed to do to impress Zuckerberg.
Well, I reached out to
whoever.
And I reached out to gosh dang it.
And guys like Bob and stuff like that, Lee and stuff, those are great guys to have in your corner already, too.
Oh, man, those are...
Because they're the ones that are going to give you those opportunities.
Those are, I want to say mentors. Those guys are awesome. Whatever they do, I mean, whatever they touch, it's just really happening. I reached out to Ray Flores because I'm always watching. He works for Showtime, works for PVC. He's always on the mic. He's always posting, hey, now I'll be judging MMA. I'll be behind the mic, so forth. So I inboxed him. I said, congratulations, first of all, and I would like to have a crumb of what you have. So he said, look, contact all these promoters, contact everybody, especially if they're streaming, and ask if you can do some color commentary, ring announce, whatever it takes to do. And sometimes you may have to volunteer time if they know, hey, I'm going to bring you in a couple times so you can prove to them you are who you say you are and seek that opportunity. So what I did is I reached out, like I've always done, but the first one was Garcia's promotion. And I said, hey, if you ever need me for anything, I sent out to Mikey, sent out to the co-promoter, and of course Robert answered right away, goes, yeah, we can use you. I said, absolutely.
Oh, anytime
it's
on
a Sunday.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, they could always eventually pay someone to do it, but at the same time, if they can get somebody who is eager to do it, wants the experience, is willing to donate their time in exchange for the experience with the people he's going to be around. Because you get some call, and they're like, hey, we're going to stream this this exhibition day kind of thing that we're doing.
I like that. Sounds a little better.
Could you come and do like some commentary?
Actually, it is an exhibition. Mikey's going to have an exhibition. So
exactly.
But the who's who is going to be there at Riverside. Garcia's boxing promotion. So
it's time invested into expanding your networking too. That's really what it is.
Exactly, man. I don't know how we got off the subject, man, but it was great. It was fulfilling. Top Rank put on a great event. Professional as always. 10,000 plus.
Nice.
But I want to tell you this before we even recap any of this. When Gabriel Flores walked in that ring, I mean, the crowd went crazy. But when they announced him, there was only one other time, and it wasn't this last time, that when Jose Ramirez was announced, I believe it was 2 fights ago, you could not hear anything.
Couldn't hear nothing.
When they announced Gabriel's name, I promise you could not hear a dang thing.
Oh, God, imagine.
It was crazy loud. It was crazy. It erupted.
Well, yeah.
And it lived up to all the hype, man.
It gets that real deafening roar where, like, you can't even hear yourself talk.
It lived up to all the hype because I spoke to his dad before it even happened. And just give me a second, wait to be introduced. Before it even happened, and leading up to that, he said, yeah, Stockton, one day they're going to have Little G here. And then we're going to have it right here, and we're going to talk about this. And everything he said, it happened. Down to the car, the 62 Impala.
Oh, yeah?
He said Little G's going to be escorted there. And I was thinking, is he going to come in the ring in there? Because I started to notice the ring. It was kind of, the walkway, it was kind of wide, but the tunnel was I was going, no way, they're going to pull that off. But it was his ride up there.
Oh, okay.
Everything he said. And I asked him in the pre-fight interview, hey, you've done everything you said you're going to do. He goes, yes, and then some. He goes, and then some. And he was proud of that. And there's one thing I will say about Gabriel Flores Sr. It's apparent right off the bat. As soon as he opens his mouth, he's in charge. Now, you may have another person promoting it, but Gabriel Flores Sr. is in charge, 100%.
Yeah, there's always got to be a guy that makes the final word on everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's in charge, and he had it down where wherever he went, he had security around him. Wherever Gabriel Jr. Went, there was security around him, and their securities, they were packing, they had bulletproof vests, and they were rocking some nice Team Flores hats.
Nice.
Oh, they were nice. They were
trying to blend in, yeah?
I don't know if there's, yes, exactly. I don't know if there's anything else he could have done to change it. He painted a Picasso, and I know he had help with the promotion. They took care of that, but as far as everything that he was in charge of, a perfect 10, man.
Yeah, plus you got to remember the delegations of duties to the people that are actually doing the actual execution of everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's a reflection of him as well, because everything's just gone smooth because of his direction, his delegation. He picked the right people, and it's like, God damn, dude, this guy picks a team. So,
well, he's no longer just a resident at Stockton. He is, whether he likes it or not, a role model and a public figure. Whether he likes it or not, the role model part, it just comes. It's just, a lot of people can say, I'm not your role model. Your mom and dad should be your role model. But people are watching his every step, his every move. When he was coming out of the elevator and he was walking towards the car, there's people there just looking. You know, like when you would see someone, you just want to look at them. They're not taking pictures. They're just looking. They were in awe because the car's parked outside. He had the flags out there, and it was just, his life has changed. I mean, it's when you're at that level, you could only,
that kind of... Yeah, you reach a certain point in sports, man.
I rarely put stuff on Instagram, and that day I had to take a recording, and I said the hype is real. It was a different atmosphere. The energy was real. You can feel the energy, my man. When I'm walking, because you got to walk in for the press, you got to walk around the corner, and it was like honestly, like a Garnello was there. I mean, it was full of energy, and they were all there to see Gabriel. Now, ESPN did something, and no offense to German KICKASS. German KICKASS is the IBF junior bantamweight champion of the world. He's a champion. Gabriel Flores is not in the top 10 in his division. And I'm not saying anything about this, but they're very smart. Top Rank is very, very smart, and I know Gabriel had something to do with this. The main event was the light heavyweight championship of the world. KICKASS should have been the co-main event on paper because he's the world champion, and Gabriel coming on before him. Gabriel was the co-main, because if you think about it, after Gabriel won the fight, you can hear crickets for the main event.
Yeah, that makes sense from a production standpoint.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that done before.
Strategically, it was done great.
I've seen that before in MMA. They had the title fight at the beginning of the event, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Nobody could figure it out, and the promoter came backstage and said, "Okay, guys." Due to they even said it too. They're like, due to productions consult. Yeah, we feel that because the crowd was already there, like for that, and that the main fight was like, it wasn't even a title fight. It was just like the whole thing people were there for, like that same scenario where they're like, they're only there for like one fucking fight, and they're like. So everyone's gonna leave. So it was in reverse. Like they moved the fight early, and they came back to tell us, "Hey, we got to shuffle a bunch of you guys around. You were fight like I think he was like fight number 3 or 4. Yeah. And they're like, you're gonna be like fight number 8, and everybody was like, okay, whatever. Like for some of the guys, it didn't even change anything. But like the later guys, they were kind of pissed because they're like, well, what do you mean? Like, I'm supposed to be like right before the co-main or whatever, or like I am the co-main. Like, we're gonna move you here. Don't worry about your paycheck.
Well, since you brought that up, I can easily just listen and then move on to what I was talking about. But since you brought that up, I know mentally that's the mental part of the game. How much does it mess up with your mind, your mindset, when you know, hey, I'm already going third or I'm going seventh, I'm psyched out, I'm ready, and then they're saying, hold on a second, Cole. No. I need you to come in second instead of
so,
making that adjustment day of.
It depends.
How much of the transition is that?
Well, most of the time, unless you're like the main or the co-main, you don't really know where you're going to fall on the card anyway. So you assume you're going to go early. Everybody would probably line up and say, can I fight first?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've met a fighter yet that would not volunteer for your first out the gate. Like, they would love it. We could fucking sleep ringside. So, but like, let's say they do give you the bout sheet and it's like, okay, you're going to be sixth. So you know that when the third match starts, you should already be sweating because you need to be stretching and getting ready, because by the time the fourth fight goes out, you want to be on deck, because when the fifth fight's walking out, you're on deck. Like when they walk out, you're right behind them, staged.
So you're already mentally prepared for that anyways, from being the second to the sixth to whatever fight.
If they came up and said, hey, Cole, you're up next, my only concern would be to my coach was how fast can we get warmed up? And he'd be like, cool, let's just start hitting pads real quick, bust out some push-ups, something. Because you've had scenarios where somebody gets hurt. Fights go fast. But man, to have that much of a knowledge in the production staff, that'd be stressful too, knowing they're like, dude, if we have them here, everyone's going to be gone. Because they will. If they have that co-main, everybody be gone.
I've said this before. I said it about less than a year ago. I did an event there for Toscano Promotions. And the warm welcoming that I had when I was ring announcing, and I remember saying at the very end, hey, drive safe and so forth. And I said, hey, it was probably not the thing to say. I said, I'm from Fresno, California, but I got love for the 209 because they had love. It was just, there's a lot of beautiful people there because they're so passionate about the sport, passionate about what they do on the side, passionate about them dancing. Whatever it is that they choose to do, they're passionate about it. They let you know there's no warming out process. This is who I am. Accept it, love it, leave it. But as far as fight fans and supporters, they were 100% there for Gabriel Flores Jr.
Well,
and he put on a show.
The effort that the city has put forth and the people, as far as like that image, like that change that they've wanted for so long.
Let me say this, and I'll say this because I want to highlight the nights. But you know what? This is our time. We have plenty of time. At the press conference, he was given the key to the city by the mayor.
Oh, that's cool.
And by an expansion team, which I'm sorry, I lost chain of thought, expansion hockey team, I believe it is. They brought him a belt.
Oh, cool.
209 belt.
Oh, that's cool.
And plus it was his birthday. I mean, and he had a great time. And my rush.
Sounds like a big old event.
Oh, it was. And what I noticed is when he was coming into the ring, the camera's on him. As he's walking, he can hear the crowd roar, and you just see this. I didn't see a fighter. I saw a kid in line at Disneyland. He was just smiling like, I'm having fun. This is my moment. I've worked hard. This is my moment, and there's more to come. And he absorbed it all. He took it all.
Yeah.
He took it all in.
Yeah, because that was the whole the sweat, the blood, the fighting, the stress, all that stuff. Like, this is what he was going for. That's what he wanted. He would put himself in that position there, and it was just a moment to like with Morrigan when we saw him on TV that day. You see that small smirk, and you're like, that was genuine. Like, he really looked around for a second and thought, fuck yeah, we're here. So it's the same thing. If he was like, dude, all these people are here for me, like my achievement, like that really genuinely probably put a smile on his face.
Oh,
you could see it. So
it did, and he looked good. Yeah, I saw flashes of Roy, and when I said in the post-fight interviews, and if you want to see it, go to www.youtube/thefightersvoice or youtube.com/thefightersvoice.
When we do that, we gotta have like a plug.
Exactly.
Every time we get one of those opportunities to drop one in, we'd like a cork or something.
No, you have to. And,
you have to.
And I'm talking about on the interview, and it was a good interview. Because not just because I interviewed him, but he opened up. I always try to ask the questions that are normally asked. Not like, hey, what do you want to fight
Something
next?
Unique,
or that jab. And so I like to get personal. I like to get into them and try to pull it all out. Long story short, there was flashes of Mayweather, there was flashes of Roy Jones, and there was flashes of himself. And in the second round, I saw flashes, and boy, it's not really coming to me. It's, oh gosh, I'm probably going to have to ask Mike right now. Oh gosh. Well, anyways, there's this fighter. Before he goes out there, when they announce his name, he does the bull. You know, like the bull, he digs in here and digs to the left and to the right. And my son would always do that. So when I saw him do that, I was like, I had goosebumps, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was, what's that? Jermaine Taylor. Yes, he would always do that. And welcome to the show, Mike. Hey, you can make your way in here, but we'll stay on topic. I just like to, you know, instead of just coming on in and giving an introduction right here. But I broke the third wall.
Kind of something that caught your attention?
You know, it did, because he normally doesn't do that. He got caught up in the hype. He got caught up in the emotion. He accepted it, and he was better that day. He'll never go back to the days of when you saw him, okay, you know, when other people are opinionating, say, oh, he looked all right. He stepped up to that level. He accepted it, and he ran with it. And that knockout, I will say this, okay, he did win by knockout. Possibly knockout. I said knockout of the year, 2019 for ESPN.
Easy running.
Yeah, I mean, it was on ESPN highlights. It was when he hit him, there was no need to follow up. The ref started to count when he got to
walk off.
When he got to 3, there was no more. There was no reason to count.
Yeah, that's one of those fights where the ref just goes 1, 2. All right, come on, that's it. We're done.
No, I know
you're not even trying to get up.
His legs were relaxed. His head bounced off the canvas. He just went to. He honestly went to sleep.
Hitting the ground probably woke him up, if anything.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You get guys
welcome
that'll.
to the show, Mike. Welcome to the show. So leading up to that, of course, you had some other Stocktanians on there. Is that how you want to word it?
Is that what they call themselves?
Well, I mean, you know, you got to call them something, man. And, you know, I'm probably not saying it right. I got to learn to say it correctly, man, because I'm going to go visit some of them gyms. I don't just, like I said, I don't just want to go there and say, okay, I'm with the Fighter's Voice. We have a show there. I want to meet the mayor, and I talk to him. Whoa, ding, ding, ding. That was a hose, man.
Shit.
Dang, that's let him know, man. Hey, it's all good. I guess because I mentioned another show, and I'm in Fresno, baby. But it's all good. It's all love. Talking to the mayor, talking to a lot of the people there, the police officers there, because working with Shally, he's very well known in that town for his achievements, for giving back, and he's one of the guys that you want on your side. And I know he's one of the guys that when you bring him in the team, it elevates you. So now, okay, there's a new awesome wide receiver on the team, a running back, a quarterback. So
raises the bar a little bit.
Let's go. We got a strong safety that can hit. So he raises the bar in his talents and just the questions that he asks. He blows me away. So Kilo the Kid was on the card. He won a unanimous decision. It was good to see him back in the win columns.
Third fight this year?
No, yes, I believe. Yes.
Third, right?
Third.
It's 2-win streak now.
Right.
Loss and then double win, right?
Loss and then
win.
Yeah,
right?
double. Yeah, this is third. Since the loss.
Oh, third fight since loss.
Yeah, one in Tijuana, one for Toscano Promotions afterwards, and then this one with Top Rank.
So is this his third fight this year?
Third in a row.
Fourth
Yes,
this year?
Yeah.
Is that 4
I would
this
say
year?
4. No, I would say 3. I think he lost last year in 18.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the fourth
Yeah,
one
he
I'm
hasn't
thinking
lost
of.
this year.
That's what I'm thinking of. The losses. Okay, so it's 3 fights this year with 3 wins. Okay.
And actually, he got a good deal because he was supposed to be the swing bout, which is ugly. I mean, you can come in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, third, and you couldn't even be there when nobody else is there. Well, fortunately, there was some quick knockouts, and there was things started. The show was moving on. It was progressing, and I'll hurry up. I can go on and on. He got in the ring. He took care of business. I saw some Kilo of old. In the second round, he threw a beautiful combination. Personally, I'm happy that he won. I'd like to see him close the distance a little more, and I'd like to see a little bit more head movement. But he really wanted that knockout. He was loading up for that right hand. He was feeling the crowd, and to see him happy made me happy. It was a good thing. Blake McKernan from Sacramento, the Beast. He put on a good show. Went the distance. The guy that he fought kind of reminded me. The guy he fought was kind of a dirty fighter. Kind of reminded me like of a Tyson Fury style. When you see him, you're going, "Oh, this guy is nothing." But no, the guy had boxing skills, had a decent jab, and had great footwork.
Just didn't.
Yeah, I didn't like Blake sitting on the ropes too much. He wasn't taking punishments, but still, as an official and as a viewer, it never looks good unless you're going to take a low and bait him in, and then just catch him with something.
There's only certain fighters that could actually sit on the ropes and do something with it.
But I'm proud of Blake for pushing through. I mean, he pushed through. I believe it went 8 rounds. So yeah, he really pushed through it and got the W. I was happy about that. We talked to him, and of course, Blake's all full of confidence, and he can't wait to get back to work. So, being that said, Stockton, California was going crazy, Cole. It was going crazy. The people were going crazy. The atmosphere after the fight, I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, German KICKASS, my man, looked great. He looked spectacular. I went to his last fight. Me and KP went to his last fight, and it was it could have gone either way. I thought he pulled it off. It was a draw. I just thought he pulled it off. Maybe I'm partial to German, but this time he was on fire, my man. I mean, throwing combinations, head movement, showing power, showing ring generalship. It was a great stoppage by the referee. Wave the towel. I think my mic's going down. Wave the towel, rather than because his opponent, his chin was too good for his chin was too good for his own good.
Seven rounds of
Not
just a
enough
beating.
to let him go down.
His legs were in great shape, but his head was just getting knocked off. And of course, we talked to the legendary Sean. We had an interview with Sean Gibbons. Nice guy. Let us know about confirmed with Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman. And he did say, he goes, "Hey Richard, on his own. Hey Richard, last time the senator was busy. He said, but this time we're going to work something out." I said, "Hey, we'll work that out." And now he's talking about Manny Pacquiao.
The fact that he's thinking about it.
About getting that interview.
Yeah.
And that's in the bucket list. So I said, we'll take him on that.
Yeah.
But Germans people, they're warm people. The Filipino culture, they're very warm, and they like to applaud after every interview. And I kept saying, and I didn't know, it kind of went hand in hand, because afterwards I shared what you want to call a Stockton moment, because later on he went to go see Gabriel, and Gabriel gave him a hat, said 209, and he was going 209, 209, with his accent. But the post-fight interview that I had before he met with Gabriel, I said, Stockton is your second home. And I went as far and said, they got a mural of Nate Diaz on the wall. I said, we're going to put you right next to him. And he just embraced it. He loved it. So then when he talked to Gabriel after the fight, after I got done interviewing Gabriel, they talked, and it just kind of went hand in hand. I mean, they gave him a hat says 209, and Gabriel said, "Hey, it looks good on you," and he did. They accepted it. So possibly look for him to come back in November in Stockton, California.
I can't imagine why not. It seems like a win-win for him to be there, for everybody. How could you not want to really? That seems like a good marketing, good promotion, all that stuff. Good community-based building.
Top rank visiting Stockton before you even see them visit Sacramento.
Man, maybe Stockton needs a top rank youth boxing facility of some kind or something there.
Well, Gabriel Flores Sr. fits that mold. Believe me, he's embracing that. He wants that, and it'll fall right on his lap.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. You could actually stick a bunch of sports in one facility.
Yeah.
You really could. You could stick boxing, you could stick gymnastics, you could stick MMA.
And that was this weekend. I mean, it was an explosion. And I'm mentioning that because tomorrow I'm going down there. We got Copa Combate this Friday, so I'll be returning to Stockton and in studio. And the Fighter's Voice KICKASS Podcast 2.0 NINE. The same place, yes.
Same venue?
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Okay, so it'd be fun to see how that one does.
Yes. Well, we have Mike Afromowitz. I got to get that right, man, because I hit it right on the button last time he was on there. He's coming in studio. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about MMA. We're going to talk about how it's growing. But we're also going to talk about his roots and how he started off with Strike Force and what he looks for in a fighter, because there was some names thrown his way, but he's pretty picky at who he chooses and who he wants to invest in. And I will share some news from Madera, California. Zoila Frost was off the card. Her opponent got injured, and I believe they were trying to get Zoila's sister on the card, but they couldn't match her up. I don't have all the facts. Zola's mom called
Nobody
me.
wants to get fucked up by those Zoila sisters. I don't...
No.
You get the Frosta sisters on you, dude. It's done.
No.
We saw a perfect example of that with Zoila's last fight.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't want to have that happen. And then they're supposed to do something in Peru, which her mom's not interested in going. They're going to be doing something in Phoenix, Arizona. So I promised her mom I would give it my best shot to see if I can warm up Mike, to see if I can get 2 good tickets for Zoila's mom so she can sit down there and... I'll mention it to her because he's a possible sponsor, and she's been taking care of us pretty soon. Speaking of a possible sponsor, I'm doing an interview, and this is at long overdue. I'm doing an interview pre-fight interview. I'm at the press conference. I get tapped on the shoulder. This guy comes up to me, says, "I like what you're doing. I want to sponsor you. I need to sponsor you. I haven't been checking my emails. Get a hold of my guy here. I need to sponsor you." And I was like, okay, cool. And that was Dr. Batista.
Okay.
So that was cool. We got to see it live. But I said, well, not only that, I go, don't just leave just yet. I need to get you on the show. I want you to feel it. I want you to have that one-on-one experience. And I want to continue to go to these events, and hotels aren't free, gas isn't free. I don't mind living off bread and bologna, and every once in a while getting a Happy Meal. I really don't. I don't need to have a steak or anything. I'm keeping it real, man.
Man,
I just want to get there.
Yourself,
I just want to get there and cover the event and give it my best shot and give it my energy. I don't want to stay up late at night because wherever I interview, man, I want to give them my best. Plain and simple, period. Because they deserve my best. They go to sleep at night if I'm ring announcing, hearing their name being called. Or the post-fight interview, how is it going to sound? What am I going to say? And there's nothing, I've done a lot of interviews, but there's nothing, Cole, like a post-fight interview because you're just feeding off that energy.
Yeah, it's a different energy.
Yes. So that's what was going on in Stockton, California. Before we get Mike here and talk about the boxing, it's going crazy here. The fighter's voice is going crazy here. Let's all go crazy here on the fighter's voice. The only voice that matters was simply knocking out the competition. Before we go to Mike's weekend about the Canelo throwdown, man, tell us about the MMA world and what's going on.
The MMA world and the ass kickings that everyone's going to get this weekend.
Yes.
The main ass kicking I wanted to talk about, though, I don't want to talk about Stipe and DC. That's a fucking garbage fight. But just because
I don't want to, I'll check it out. But
well, no,
dude. Let me say this. I'll check it out, but I'm not excited about it. Is that safe to say? I'm going to watch it, but I'm not excited about it.
I'm not going to watch it.
Ooh, you're not?
I'm probably not, just because I feel that, and this is me like even kind of suggesting, no, I'll get sued. If it were me and somebody wanted to emulate what I did, I would actually not watch that fight, just for the fact that you watching it tells the matchmakers that made that happen that's okay. That it's cool if you give us garbage, fucking senseless matchups just because. Like, even then, dude, I don't care if I get an angry email or a phone call. Hey, dipshit, here's why we made that fucking fight, Mr. Fucking No. Like, I don't care. But I want, like I said before, I just want to understand why you made that fight.
And why is he getting his first fight after losing like that?
You just got knocked the fuck down.
Bro, end of the line.
Like,
get
not
back
even
in
end of
there.
the line, but you should at least have had
at least one fight.
Like, if he had just gone to the last guy and just boop, fucking walk off, first punch, dude, next, where's my fucking belt? Okay. Homie obviously deserves an immediate rematch, but to get fucking starched and not have had a fight, and then you get an immediate title fight, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It wouldn't even make sense on the AAA fucking level. So you see guys like the UFC doing it, which now KFC, the UFC is no longer in charge. Remember, they sold that fucking company. Their UFC logo is more of a brand now. Guys like Dana White and the matchmakers, they're kind of like, they might be front row on decision makings on that. They also might just be consultants on that. They might say, hey, Joe, what do you think about this matchup? Or what do you, like, they might be obligated. DC might be going, hey, I want my fucking fight before the year's over. I want these last two fights done. I don't give a fuck who it is. You owe me 2 fights. I want them. Which he just wants to get his contract done and over. I know he talked about Jones being one of those fights. That's up in the air now. I don't know. I can't see. It's hard to say DC doesn't want to fight him other than the fact that he would be scared. And I've talked to enough people literally in DC's camp that they're like, dude, it's not that. It's think about it for a sec. And they didn't even have to say it. And I'm like, they're not going to pay him enough. And he's like, exactly. We're in a position to where we can get maximum fucking money before he calls it quits. They told him to take this next fight. He was planning on retiring in like March, I think.
Yeah.
And instead, since the Lesnar fight wasn't going to happen, that was going to be his going out party fight. That's not going to happen. So instead, they're going to do this. Why? I don't fucking know. It's because they promised him a fight. Maybe with the new ESPN Plus deal, once they signed a fight, ESPN's like, you owe us the fucking DC fight. Like, I don't give a fuck who it is.
He's done so much for the company, and he's been able to overcome a lot, and he's on his way out. DC, who'd you like to fight? I just want to know so we can put that name in the hat of these other guys.
Something.
Give him something.
Something, but I can't imagine he said, I'm sure they offered the Stipe fight, and he probably went, these motherfuckers serious? Like that scene on Suicide Squad where they hand Will Smith that gun, and he shoots it in a live round golf. He's all, so you motherfuckers out of your mind. Like, you gave a killer a gun. It's like they're basically saying, we'll give you free fucking money if you fight a guy that you just starched. Anything can happen in a fight, but I would have been like, gimme.
Yeah.
Like, if that was the scenario, and I've had scenarios where they forced rematches down my throat, and I'm like, no, that's stupid. I shouldn't even be fighting that person. I should be fighting somebody else. That's retarded. The only reason you're having me fight him is because you're his fucking manager. So to have him fighting Stipe just doesn't make any sense. Like,
I'm not excited about it. No, I'm not.
I'm not even going to fucking watch it.
Especially DC loses.
Dude, goddamn, how stupid would he feel? Oh, fuck. You lost your belt on an unexpected rematch?
Any man that laces them up can make it happen.
No, hey, you know who else is taking it in the ass? The UFC is getting boned themselves. That whole ESPN Plus deal, it's killing their fucking pay-per-view sales.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fucking killing, which I don't know. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what they want. Because remember, at some point, I remember the numbers were like, ESPN hits 500,000 views or subscriptions for it.
They have over 1 million now.
Yeah, so it's like they're already guaranteed a set number of money now. The UFC is just set. You're guaranteed fucking money now. Here, just keep cranking them out now. So it's like your pay-per-view numbers are going to go doo-doo, especially when you have guys like fucking DC rematching guys like Stipe. Like, it's got not against DC being a main. It's got against him being the guy he's fighting. It's like you keep putting out garbage product like that, which, come on, guys. Come on. You keep doing that, and you've got ESPN Plus putting out large numbers of content that you're just trying to fill with it. You're starting to see the effect. Like, how do they? You really didn't have any fucking buddy else? You didn't. You could have thrown a fucking dart at a board. Sorry, I get
it out of your system, baby. This is the platform for the co-host with the most.
It's confusing. It's just I'm so because I know the sport so well that it doesn't make any sense.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to lose sleep over this fight. And I am not excited about it.
I'm not. Like I said, I probably won't watch. I really won't. I'll look for the results on Facebook or somebody that's stealing your shit like they do anyway. But I'll just watch it that way and I'll get the result. I'm going to know who won. And I would be willing to bet that it will be the same outcome. I see DC winning in the early first or second. I don't see him getting cocky and overconfident because that's just not DC and their camp's MO. They're going to go in there with a very set game plan because they're going to be like Javier and Bob and all those guys. They're going to be in there going, okay, Rudy, they're going to be like, look, we know what worked last time. Of course. How do we keep that pressure on him? But not let's not do the same thing because we're not going to be fighting the same guy. And granted, you're not fighting the same Stipe, fucking whatever. Okay, I get it. It doesn't matter. You'd be saying the same thing if you had won a fight and then got this fight. And I'd be like, yeah, you make sense. So
let's talk about what matters. What's that fire in you that you know this fight is coming up? It's going to be good. Let us know.
This weekend?
Absolutely.
Okay,
or any weekend.
That whole weekend looks good so far for UFC and Bellator.
Yeah. Dad, what just happened in Bellator? Chandler just got the belt from Pitbull. Fucking knocked him the fuck down. Shit. That was unexpected. But that's a company guy. Pitbull's been a company guy with them forever. But Chandler's a good guy. He's exciting.
He fought in Fresno before, Pitbull.
Yeah.
That's the one that's this Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And then Lima and MVP, that one.
It's going to be, I don't know, they're quietly like, I don't know if they're just spending money on like solid contracts for fights and they're just keeping guys.
Well, because they're tournaments, right?
Yeah. But I don't see any like real promotion. Like when you really see,
you don't.
You don't.
The thing
you see promotions for UFC all the fucking time.
Well, because look at where it's on. It's not on the Zone for Bellator this weekend. I think it's on Spike. Oh, and if you notice when it's on the Zone, I mean, they have everything out there. But when it's on Spike, it's like, oh hey. This one channel, remember us? We used to have UFC.
Yeah, that's right. We used to have UFC. We used to have Bellator.
Hey, I like those free channels, man. But I do like the Zone because it's convenient on your phone.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for Bellator, those are good fights. But you're hearing UFC, Combate, and then you're seeing boxing has cards. You've heard all of that, and it's like I completely forgot that was this weekend until someone posted it up. Yeah.
You don't hear anything about it. They don't
a lot of them get. They get left in the shadows because there's other fights going on at the same time. So other bigger names. But at the end of the day, if you're a fan, you're going to tune in.
With you talking about your phone, though, it does become a little like guys like Combate.
Well,
it's going to be beneficial for them.
It is because right after the top rank fight, it's myself, Brad Goodman, Shelly, and Sean. We're watching the last 3 rounds of Canelo and.
Well, in between fights, you're going to be watching it. Like as a fan, I could go to the Combate America fight. And I could watch the UFC on ESPN Plus that same night. Like I could do both. And if I've got a live show I can go to, it used to be, well, I'm going to watch this pay-per-view and skip that event. Like I'm just not even going to go because I got to watch it. Right now it's, dude, I'll bring my fucking phone. I'll go to the Combate fight. So guys like Mike and them, the smaller shows are going to actually start seeing a benefit from that because people will just do both. Yeah. I'll go spend $35 and go to that. And just while I'm watching that, in between fucking rounds, nothing's happening.
It was crazy because we're watching the fight. and a certain person from Top Rank who's a Hall of Famer goes, "Hey, any word on the Canelo fight?" There.
Yeah, it'd be like guys in the dugout.
I said, let me call a couple people.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to say, I'm tuning in, right?
While I was watching the card, I'm over there like, all right, there's a break. Let me go over here see what Gabriel's doing, and I put it on right when his fight started. So yeah, I was doing that the whole night, just back and forth.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
But we do have some peeps fighting this weekend. We've got Rose. She's fighting Andrade. I'm actually going to go with Rose over that one.
Yeah,
I think she's kind of just been on a good. Like she's kind of found her pace.
She's just in the rhythm.
That mental,
exactly. Like she's found that
mental part of the game.
Yeah,
she's at her peak and just hitting it right now perfectly.
And then Aldo's starting to try to get a win streak going on. He's going to be fighting Volkanovski.
Oh
yeah. Dude, Aldo, I think is like your dangerous wolf stage kind. Like he's still
he could still make a run at a title.
Yeah, if you get the
Max
right
isn't there.
path.
If you sleep on him, you're going to sleep.
Yeah, no, that's
Plain
where the
simple,
dangerous
period.
wolf part comes in.
He's that one. He's going to be that fighter that if he stays around long enough, it's going to be
too long.
Yeah, the prospect's going to come up, and it's like, oh yeah, you're going to fight him because he's a name.
Yeah,
oh yeah, he's older, and
keeper.
bam, you're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if you give him the right path of opponents to the belt, he's got a shot.
He's got what, 3 more fights?
Yeah, he's got probably a good 3-4 fit.
Well, I think that's his contract because he wants to become a boxer.
Silva too, right?
Silva's fighting too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, very quick.
That's that is this weekend. Yeah, he's fighting him on the undercard, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's fighting.
That's a good quick card on there.
Well, I had Penn and Nogueira and Strapoli. I definitely have Penn over Guida though.
Oh yeah.
But I still pick Silva. I think Silva.
He didn't look too bad in his last fight if you compare it to who he was.
And I think he realized he was fucking around, and that he might have still lost. Don't get me wrong. There's a good chance he loses.
I think he loses, but he probably could have at least caught him once or twice.
Yeah, he probably
something to make him think.
Done something. So now he's going to be like, okay, all right, okay, we're done fucking around. Yeah. So he's going to do something. So I think you'll see a more aggressive Anderson on his next fight.
He's going to catch him with the knee and put him to sleep, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say that little scoop knee.
He's going to just sit there and catch him and bam.
You get too many guys that try to duck in at. He's just going to be like, okay. But Strapoli over Thiago, just because after what Max did to Thiago, I don't think he's mentally like.
He's not back yet.
He's not. Yeah, he's not back. He's kind of gun shy.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to take that blueprint that Max used against him, and I think they're going to try to implement it, really with the concept of how do we exploit what he did last time, because we know that there's a much better chance of him winning a decision now. It's not in Brazil, so a much better chance. Nogueira, I'll always go with one of the Nogueira brothers. So boxing, their boxing is just great. They've gotten a little on the older side,
yeah.
But. And then,
tough guys, man.
I don't know, man. The whole Penn and Guida thing. Penn, I think, is going to end up.
I think he's finally going to win.
I hope so, dude.
And if not, really, just stop, man.
At that point, yeah. I mean,
I thought Dana wasn't going to let him anymore. I mean, that was the last time I heard.
Hey, Penn must know something.
No, because at the end of the day, Dana can say what he wants all fucking day.
we know how much water that holds.
Penn's lawyer is going to go, yeah, well, we've got a contract, so.
Yeah.
You contracted him for 2 more fights. Give him 2 more fights, and they're going to go, okay. So they're trying. I think they're giving him somebody that he might beat.
Yeah. So then, if it is his last 2 fights, maybe his next one is.
Maybe he goes out on some wins, but with all the attention he's getting, dude, it's.
Well, speaking of attention, Sacramento's Max Payne Griffin signed a 5-year extension with the UFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's got to be sweet.
Congrats on that. I mean,
you're getting that money.
They're telling you we like what you're doing.
Oh hell yeah!
And a lot can happen between those last 5 fights.
Oh yeah!
So he embraced it. He's loving it, and I mean,
anytime you can get a renewed contract, tells you you're doing something right, and that the money has just got to be good. Like he's a good fighter.
Oh, he is a good fighter.
He's
he
one
works
of those
hard.
guys that I think he's like borderline underrated. Like I don't think he gets quite the exposure he could. Like he could probably get a little more exposure and easily break into that like household name among your friends and.
Well, he truly believes that he's there. He truly bellives that he's there, and he takes him on.
Fucking like right there.
He's right on the cuff.
Yeah, I think that this fight that he just had would have shot him over into that with the win.
Yeah.
I think having that whole decision loss fiasco thing kind of looming, I think like stunted his propulsion. Like it didn't stop it, but it kind of like stutter stepped him because everybody saw how bullshit it was. So it's like, well, you didn't just lose a close fight, you fucking pummeled the dude and you got boned. So basically from the fans' point of view and his ranking as far as your fans go and how people view him, dude, you won that fight. So it's just all good for him. It's just good propulsion for him right now.
The word on LeVar is he's trying to get into bare knuckle fights. That's what I'm getting.
I would imagine that's for somebody coming back into the sport, having been gone for so long, and given his.
That'd be ideal for him.
Say?
I mean, because there's no takedowns in that. I mean, just to get his feet wet.
He's a banger.
And I threw his name out there when Stitch, because we had Stitch on the show in Stockton last Thursday. He told me to tell you hi, by the way. And he says he has stories to tell.
Dude, yeah, he does.
And he said, hey, let's make that happen. I'm sure he'll do very well.
I think
he really didn't
really
comment on that too much, but he knows of him and he knows what he brings.
Just for the fact that he doesn't have to worry about getting taken down is because I know I've even heard LeVar saying himself. He's like, man, I never just fucking lay on someone because they're always going to fucking shoot or something stupid. And he was always thinking about that. So a solid striker that is not worried about it, but it's always in their head. They just want to hit you.
Bare knuckle by that monster.
Man, I'm not how sure I feel about that bare knuckle stuff, man. I saw, what was it, Edmund or somebody tried to say this is way safer than MMA. Fuck out of here. It's way safer than MMA. Dude, look at your face.
Yeah, they were just barely getting hit. And they were
the fuck open. I was like, dude, it's like somebody came at you with a knife.
Connor's friend, his face was
dude, the bare knuckle boxing, I don't know about that stuff, dude. Like people are kind of getting behind it.
It's really like a street fight, honestly.
Yeah,
because I haven't seen any skill in those.
But the thing is, I'm seeing skilled fighters get in on it, and it's like the money must be good otherwise. But to try to sell, and I see some of the guys, they just recently fought some of their names. They're trying to I think it was like Lobotov or something like that. They were trying to pitch it that it was like safer. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking stupid, dude. It's not. Like, the only padding on your hand now is to basically do whatever it can to not break your hand. Yeah. Like, you're now getting
But if you use the stitch tape,
but the brand, the glove was to protect both guys, because now you've got my rounded edges of my knuckle that I'm just driving into the corner of your fucking eyebrow or your bridge nose. I'm gonna split you the fuck open. Like, how is that safer? How is that? Like, it's people want the entertainment of violence and they're being given it. Now, where are these fights happening anyway? Are they in California?
They're like over the country.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not exactly.
So
they're in somebody's backyard. That's not advertised.
So you're not going to get that really. I don't see the Athletic Commission sanctioning many of those.
It's like Missouri or somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what the UFC was at first.
Somewhere where maybe there's not an existing athletic commission to kind of like say, hey,
no. I think there was. Yeah. I think
or it's boxing.
There's not
really
a
boxing commission would sign off on that.
There's not really a governing body there.
Yeah. I mean, but I could see a boxing commission.
Well, here's the thing. Of course, back in the days,
exactly,
that's exactly where you started from.
You're like, okay, so we could either go unlimited rounds, or just no gloves.
Exactly.
All in favor, no gloves. Like, I could see a boxing commission being sold on it because realistically, they're like, look, it's still just a boxing match.
Yeah,
we're going to go over all the same guidelines, all the same rules. We're just taking away the padding.
Yeah,
you're going to see some motherfuckers getting starched, dude.
Stitch said you can actually hear bones crack.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He said it's a weird. If you're not used to a combat sport, it'll turn your stomach.
So you want to know when the first death in combat sports is going to legitimately happen live? It's going to be it's going to be in bare knuckle boxing.
Someone's going to get caught with a temple shot. Watch. That's what it's going to be.
You're going to see a fucking eye get launched. Like, you've seen some bad shit in MMA. Yeah. Like, elbows split people's faces open. You're like, dude, a butcher hit you.
So you're saying you're going to be kicking back here, eating nachos and freaking eyeballs in the fall and the jalapenos? Right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I don't see bare knuckle boxing having a longevity except out of like the States. Period.
I think it'll be one of those sports that's there that you'll be like, oh, there's nothing else on. Yeah, I'll throw it on. But not for everybody. No,
I haven't watched. I've watched parts of.
I've watched some of them, and I'm like, dang.
And I've seen some gnarly shit. Yeah. But it's because
it's the same thing as in boxing or MMA where you see someone cut open and you're like, all right, you know what? They should probably stop that. And in this one, it's like, hey, you should. Well, you're not really going to stop it because you're still standing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's fucked up. It's exploitation, kind of.
On a fun note, congratulations to Nate Wren. 36 hours of running. 36 hours. I talked to him the very next day. I said, hey, how's it going? He said, Richard, I can barely walk.
I know.
I am recovering. I can hear his voice. He was just tired. And Nate's funny if you talk to him. And I said, so what are you doing, man? He goes, I'm probably going to get a drink, but I'm not going to drink much like Johnny Manziel. And then he goes, or I'm not going into rehab like Julio Cesar Chavez. And he was on a streak.
Nice, I like it. Good for him.
He was on a streak.
Did he run? How often did he stop?
You know, I didn't get into all that part because I knew it was time to get off the phone because I can tell that he was tired. Yeah. He usually will talk your ear off, but he just said, hey, give me a call. Because he said, when can I come on the show? And I was going to book him soon, right? And I started to realize, well, you know what? After talking to him, we're going to have him on the show. Next week, we're having some 559 fighters. Jeremy and Joe's supposed to be there, according to Jeremy. The week after is I have Nate booked. He said, you know, I'm going to have fun talking to Cole, right? He goes, because I'm going to take the train down there, make it worthwhile. And I said, hey, you've deserved it. And we'll sit down and we'll talk. So he'll be in studio, Nate Wren.
It was super cool. He got, who did he get to go with him? Tom Owens, trainer down by Sully area, MMA jiu-jitsu guy. He got Tom to go with him. Tom,
well, a lot of people believe in what he's doing, and they support the cause because he's done something similar like that. He's a people person. He's a people person.
That's no joke. That multi-hour running shit, like that's not just a run.
All day, he didn't show proof, but he posted today, I'm smiling today. Yeah. Something to that effect. Like today, I just can't stop smiling.
Oh, this is
but he didn't post nothing.
He'd been working for this for a while.
But he didn't post him smiling. And a friend of mine asked him, how come you don't smile? You know what he says? He was smiling's overrated. I said, okay, man.
I can agree to disagree with him on that. I can get what he says about how people throw around fake smiles so much that they lose the value. Like somebody could smile at your face, excuse me, and you're going to look at them and go, you motherfucker.
Exactly.
Because you know they're full of shit. So I can get his concept of smiles are just, they're overrated. Like you're throwing them around.
But the thing is, a lot of them now, you could tell which ones are.
Yeah. You could tell the fake ones now. But you could genuinely look at somebody and see when they smile and you're like, they're happy. Yeah. So I can get that concept.
Like I always say when I'm driving around and I see someone look at their phone or just have a smile, I'm like, hey, man, I don't know why I feel good for that guy.
Yeah, or like, what are you looking at? Because that looks funny.
I get that too. Like when I see somebody, I don't know, I'll see him at a red light and I can just tell that person's happy.
Yeah. Or when someone's dancing in their car, I'm just like,
get on down.
Hey, go.
Like how do you hate on? You look over and they're just jamming out to the song. You're like, I'm gonna roll my window down. I want to see what they're listening to. Like,
let me hear.
Daughter does it all the time. She'll go, what? She'll poke her head at the sunroof. Like, what are you listening to? I'm like, dude, get your fucking head back in the car.
Nosy.
Dude, I got teenagers, man.
Yeah. One fight I didn't get to see just yet, and I heard this guy was fire, and that's Virgil Ortiz. That he is next in line. His name's coming up, and next in line at a possible world title shot before the year's out. I didn't get a chance to see that. I watched the rerun, and I didn't get to see the Canelo Jacobs fight. I heard different things about it. I heard some, you know what? People on Facebook, let me say this, and I'm talking to you. People on Facebook, Jacobs is African American. Canelo is from Mexico, now in the United States, so you can call him Mexican/American because he's here, he's legally here. There is so much racist bullcrap out there. I could care less who you thought won the fight, and if you're Mexican and you thought Jacobs, or if you're black, you thought Jacobs, and Mexican, you thought Canelo.
Yeah, I never
Leave it
that.
Just up to boxing. I mean, we don't have time for any Hitler wannabes, okay? Kick that out and leave it out. There's no time for that stuff, man. And I see this going back and forth. And I really want to comment on the boxing part, but I see these guys just going at it. Oh, if you thought Canelo won, you're a racist. Or if you thought Jacobs won, you're a racist. Oh, my gosh.
Like, you realize you look dumb as fuck when you post that kind of stuff, right? Like, yeah.
And these are the guys... If you want to hear more, hashtag me under my belt. I'm not going to follow you. I don't want to follow you.
But that's what they're doing. Is they don't care how they get it. They're getting
their
clicks
views
and follows. That's you're doing them. You just
so I don't give them that.
No, exactly.
I just like no, man. I mean, they're ignorant in the sport.
Like the day somebody says, if you picked for Canelo, you're dumb because this. He's bad at this. He's bad at this. He didn't do this. Then I'd be like, okay, I can get behind your argument. Now here's why. Let me tell you why I think you're wrong.
But explain why.
Exactly.
Don't just say it why.
But like you're like, oh, you wait for Jay. Dude, that's dumb. That's the dumbest. That's so dumb. It's like that is why, dude. Aliens just do a drive-by on our planet because of people like you. They just drive by and go, roll them up, click, click, like fucking Chevy Chase style, and they just keep rolling because we can't even get Pepsi and cola to be sold in the same fucking building at the same time. We're never gonna meet aliens, ever. They're gonna go. We're gonna fucking
Ren will take you.
Own you guys.
Ren will take you. That guy's talking to somebody. I don't know. He's making some kind of deals here and there, man. I know there has to be some kind of other beam around him that he's just kicking it with, that he's homies with. You know, that he'll text like a Martian every now and then. Or what's that lady at the river?
La Llorona?
There you go. He's kicking it with her, taking her to the prom or something. You know, he's doing something.
He's just at the right place at the right time.
Yes,
man.
yes. Or you know, like on the movie The Doors, where he sees that Indian.
Yeah.
Well, see, when he goes jogging, he says he sees the flashes of Bruce Lee. And I'm going, okay. I mean, but he's talking to him. And he's not sure if it was Bruce or Brandon, but it was one of them.
Was this around hour like 27, 28?
He said it was like hour about 28.
Yeah. Because no, seriously, no. You're burning so much of your body's calories and intake and lack of sleep.
He
and all
said,
this shit.
Richard, the last 5 hours I wanted to take peyote. And I said, no, man. He said, so I could tell myself that I'm finished already. Hallucinate that I'm done. Right?
Man.
So he's funny. He's pretty witty too.
Man.
But he has that dry humor. You know, you'll never see him smile.
So
we look forward to you coming on the show, Nate.
The trick is just you've gone this far.
Just do it.
Like you've already hit the point. Once you hit the halfway point past, you should basically be committed because you've now gone farther than it's going to take you to quit. Like
he's on something because he's everywhere. He is everywhere. I mean, who drives to New York, man? I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, it just. And he goes, I'm gonna drive to Hawaii. Is that even possible? I mean, what the heck, my man? Anyways, he said tell Cole bring his A game.
That'd be like telling Elon he can't go to Mars. Like you have a guy with drive and determination. He's like,
he'll find a way.
We'll go to Mars.
He's gonna find a way.
We'll be there.
So give us your recap on the fight, man. I didn't get a chance to see it. I want to sit down and see it when I have time.
Canelo did win that fight clear as day. Anybody that says that Jacobs won, I'm sorry, it wasn't there.
Was Jacobs in the fight at all?
The second half, I guess. I gave him half of the last 6 rounds.
The last 2 rounds that I did see, he had opportunity, but wasn't willing to take that chance and expose himself.
Yeah, no, Canelo's head movement and defense has improved beyond. I mean, there was one point where Jacobs missed 10 straight shots. I don't remember the last time I seen.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and it was jabs, a hook, a right. I mean, he just, and it wasn't like he's running. He just. Yeah, that was it. Just looked at him like, okay, let's go.
Very elusive then.
Yeah. I mean, it's drastic improvement from when he fought.
So what about Ortiz?
My God, man, that was impressive. I know Herrera's a little bit older, but man, that right hand when they slowed it down and just stopped it, it looked like this side of his face had all just moved over here. I mean, it was scary.
I got pictures like that.
When's the last time he had a sensational knockout like that?
Herrera's never been knocked out.
No, well, Ortiz. When's the last time?
He has knockouts. He's never knocked anybody out.
Okay. Well, I do want to say this. I'm still trying to give props to Charles Tremblay because he is working with him in his corner, speed and agility and power. And I spoke to Charles, and it's rare that he says that he brags at all, but it was more of a conversation of him being proud.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like when I talked with Roberto Diaz, we bring him up, and I told him that's going to be the one that shows what he can really do. If he can knock him out early, then just give that kid a title shot now. Because
a lot of people were thinking it was going to be closer, a lot closer.
I thought he was.
I think me and you had a conversation. But it was me and Luca. I'm not too sure.
I thought it would go maybe to like the 6th or 7th, and then if he was going to stop him, it'd be after a while.
Okay.
But I mean, he was taking control. He knocked him down, and the thing was the way he knocked him out, and Herrera was just stuck, falling down. And when he fell down, then he was like, "Oh, hey, did you guys get that bus or?"
And Jojo Diaz looked good, right?
Oh man, Jojo was amazing. That strength has come up with him to 130. I hope he gets that 7th fight.
I reached out to him. I wasn't trying to bug him too much, but I said congratulations. He responded. I usually leave it at that. They're so busy for them to even.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to acknowledge.
Yeah, I told him good job, man. He looked real good.
Well, let's talk about Thursday, man, and let's talk about Friday. I mean, Thursday we have another show. It's not in Fresno. It's in Stockton, but it's the fighter's voice. It's the brand. It's growing. Mike Afromowitz. I'm going to get it right before we have him on the show. That's a tricky name there. Afromowitz is going to be on the show. He's going to talk.
It's because we stuck the other version in your head. That's
why.
You
did. Yeah, you did.
That's the only reason is why we stuck that.
Because you told me Fro. I was going, okay, that's easy.
We stuck that version in your head, and we were all convinced.
That's easy.
Yeah, so that's why. It's our fault.
Hey, you know what I have people asking me? Mike, honestly, I've had 3 people ask me. They go, can you say his last name yet? I'm like, what the freak? That's real talk.
But
That's
the
real
thing
talk.
is, it's not just him. Like you just
We're talking about your last name.
Yeah.
You just have hard times with like
Certain names.
like Luke House and stuff. It's like you've met him 100 times.
Yeah, that's true.
So by now it's like, well, we
I'd
know
say
he's
Meridian.
yeah. See.
Before I was like, what? He goes,
Yeah.
just say whatever you want. That's what he said. The first,
Just fucking say Rick.
Get out of here.
the first time is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's if somebody gets upset about in this day and age, if you're going to get upset about somebody mispronouncing your last name, well, why? Like, what are you really getting upset? So it's like that's why people didn't even give a shit. He's like, yeah.
Now, you know what? Get the name all you want.
Let's call him Mike.
Well, I mean, in Vegas, we're the fighter's choice. The fighter's choice. Hey, the fighter's choice. I like that name. I go, no, but it's the fighter's voice. But thank you. Maybe,
Yeah, you're gonna get me soon, but thanks. Appreciate you.
Yeah, there's more love there though. There's a lot of love there, so that I appreciate that.
It shows that they're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely,
That's all that
man.
matters.
And I'm happy, man. I'm happy that they are, and I'm excited because we're picking up our game, and
Yeah, you've
I'm
got
excited
expansion.
about this dream team that's coming, man. And just the more the merrier. I don't want to have one person that says, "Oh, I do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can."
Yeah.
I want you to do.
People get sick.
I want you. Yes, I want you. Yes, exactly. And there we go. The crowd goes wild. That must be like the 30-second call or something. Do what you do best. Do what got you here, and stay to your lane. That's very, very strong, and nobody can touch your lane because when you focus on something really well, you can maybe get away with another thing, and also. But it's good to be able to multitask. But it's also good to have a strong team. Mm-hmm. And I still don't know how in the heck. How did those get put up today? How did you put those up? Was that Shally stuff? And it said posted by. How did you get those? I didn't even get those. Did you contact Shally?
I just pull it, brother.
Where did he have it though?
My Laotian magic.
I know. Where did he have it though?
Pulls it out of the air, man.
Where was it at?
It was on Fighter's Voice. I just pulled it.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. I was like, what the heck? It said posted by KP, and I was like, what the? I'm not even trying to figure that out. But it was tripping me out at work. I kept putting it back there, but it's all good. It doesn't matter. Hey, man, a good team, man, and it'll keep you afloat, my man. And also, May 18th, and we haven't talked about it or covered it, 559 is going to be back in Fresno, California. Jeremy Luchalla next Saturday. And also Macho Man Jr., one of 2 fights of exhibitions, and I believe this one's in Delaware. So,
that's right.
And the last time I talked to him, he was 8 pounds away.
Nice.
So, no, not bad. Not
What
bad.
about a week out? Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's like
week
10
and a
days
half.
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's real good.
Not bad. And that's what he needed to do. He needed to get away,
He'll probably
from
be on point
distractions.
like a day before weigh-ins or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, so I'm hoping he does really well. I'm pulling for him, rooting for him, and we talk every so often. He tells everybody in Fresno, I say what's up, and it's macho time, of course. So we're rooting for him, and we want him to do well.
Did he get those shirts made with the
You know what?
chain
I don't know
necklace,
what he
man?
got made. I know he was working with somebody,
Tell him, dude,
the glove
with
guy.
The chain,
Yes,
the necklace chain on the shirt.
the guy with the gloves. I know he was working with him. I was trying to work with him, man. Hey, let me say, does anybody know how to make gloves so we can put the Fighter's Voice logo on there? A couple gloves.
yes.
That's what I want. I want the
Yes.
Fighter's Voice podcast
Yes.
logo, the Fighter's Voice radio show on there, and thumbs up for Richie. I want gloves.
Yes.
Okay? If you can, look out. I'm not trying to get them free, homie. Okay? But don't take me to the bank either. We can work something out, my man.
I know someone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're in
Are we going to
Visalia.
rewind that and take that? Well, there we are.
Yeah.
There we are. There
Yeah,
we are.
okay, I'll put you in touch with
let's
them.
talk. I also want some belts. Championship bouts with the Fighter's Voice logo on there.
He can either put you in touch with someone or knows a vendor
I
already.
mean, can you see all that here?
Yeah.
In the studio, blowing up?
Yeah, he
'Cause
could,
it
he
is.
could take gloves and have the logo
But
put on.
honestly, the dislike is pretty real. But this time I was able to channel it and ignore it and let it fuel my fire and just cut them out mentally. Because I was kind of skeptic going into a certain area, but I was embraced with love, so it was on.
You just like
was on.
coach tells a fighter, don't read the comments before
Yeah.
the fight.
Yeah.
Like there's no what purpose is it? You can psych yourself out. No, just don't.
But Shally made me feel comfortable. Because he goes, did you feel that? He goes, every time I walk by somebody, now that I'm walking with you, they get a little uncomfortable and shaky because they know it's
Well, yeah,
on.
because they see you walking with somebody of higher
Yes,
totem pole
yes.
status, where they're like, well, fuck,
Yes.
I'm not walking around with him.
Yes.
But Richard is.
And it's a wrap.
Fuck, you know what I mean? Like it's like
a
you're
wrap.
still doing it over here. Richard's here with the guy in the suit who's running the show by tape.
I'm excited.
So it's like,
seriously, I'm very excited.
That's good.
I
It's
can't
an
wait for
expansion.
him to. I can't wait for him and KP to have a conversation because they're going to go, oh well, what's this lens and this, and I get lost in some of that stuff, but they're going to know exactly what they're talking about. Oh, let me tell you about this. On the way up there, I just knew, okay, I got to change the battery out on my microphone. Well, I couldn't pull the bottom off, right? And I go, no. It's still touching the wires. So I had to put it back. I couldn't even tape it up because if I tape it up, the grooves, I wouldn't be able to screw it back on. I had to put it up and say, look, this is going to last as long as the battery's there and make it last. But I was excited because, honestly, it may sound crazy. I love the challenge.
Yeah.
I said, how am I going to make this happen if my microphone goes out?
Yeah.
How am I going to make this happen?
Let's
make it. Well, I mean,
it's just a challenge.
I can't
for an
cry.
opportunity.
We're already here. Let's make it happen. And amen. Yeah, God pieced it together and it worked out. Now I got the same mic for this Friday, but we gotta work something out, my man.
Have a backup, dude. Have one of those little backup recorders.
Yeah.
That way,
a lot of toys.
That way, if you don't have the audio
sacrifices,
you'll still have the video, but you'll have the audio to sync up to it later.
Yeah, the old school ones. I mean, we started when we first had our interviews. Me and Mark Davis, we would just use the phone, but I kind of need to hold something or kind of. It's just kind of my hand movement, my personality.
Like the
I guess.
ESPN reporter guys, they all sit next to the mics.
Oh yeah,
and they all got those little handheld.
They put the recorders
tiny.
right there.
Like
absolutely.
A lecture recorder or something. That was perfect.
Cerrone almost broke one on Saturday.
Absolutely.
What was that about?
He just he was talking and he just swung his hand out. He was just talking and knocked it over.
Dude, maybe that's what Connor did.
Probably did, man. Probably did.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. How are we for time, KP? Okay, we're going to wrap this thing up right here, man. We can go on and on, but I do want to say this. I want to say sad news. I want to respect every fighter's decision and sometimes trainer decision. I do not have all the facts. I don't know exactly what's going on. But Chris, the Nightmare, he's no longer going to have Henry Ramirez in his corner as his trainer. Actually, it was Henry who posted and said, hey, just FYI, just let you know, I will not be training Chris Arreola for his next fight. And that's normal for boxing. It's not the end of the world. I've seen boxers leave their trainer for 1 or 2 fights and then they reunite. I don't know all the facts, but hey, Chris, we wish you well with your new trainer. And Henry, you're an awesome trainer. You're going to continue to float and continue to shine. So it's just 2 people going their separate ways for whatever given reason.
Yeah, even guys like Roach. They've had fighters
absolutely
to go with them for a while.
Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, go
left,
somewhere else,
came back.
and then come back. It's like you're not burning a bridge. You're just saying, hey, look, I got a direction.
I need a change.
I got to change some things, and this is one of them. Now, the question of whether or not that bridge gets burned or not is always going to be up to
on comments. On comments and what you say. Henry took the higher ground, but he wanted to announce it just to let everybody know, and it was short and sweet and to the point.
Rather than having everybody ask about it.
Exactly. I'm still waiting to see who's going to coach. Triple G. Yeah, he's with Joe Goosen.
Triple G is Jonathan Banks, Klitschko's old trainer.
Oh, okay. So that's already been confirmed. Okay,
they had a press conference.
I was kind of rooting for Robert Garcia. Well, when was it? Last week?
On Saturday.
Okay. Well, I mean, this whole weekend, man, I was grinding, bro. Drove to Stockton, right? Took my work clothes there, did the show, and in the morning, drove back to work. Went to work, finished the day off, smashed down to Stockton, for the press conference, and then the event the next day, man. And Shelly goes, okay, let me get this straight. You came here, you're going to work tomorrow? I said, yeah. And in the words of Denzel Washington on training day, mop. That's what he said, exactly. And I said, oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, got to get done. Hey, anything else before we go, Cole?
That's it, man. Just you saw my picks, guys. So you got who my eyes are going to be on this weekend. We'll find out. My picks haven't been too stellar lately, though, man. I've been kind of hit and miss. Like, I had a guy that used to take bets on him, and he used to, take some of my opinions and they used to do well for a while.
Yeah.
But then I went hit and miss for a little while, and he was
costing
like,
that dude money.
Yeah, and he was like, man, Cole, I'm never fucking asking you for advice on bets again. I was like, really? Go. I go, how much did you lose? I go, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't know. He goes, it has 4 fucking numbers in it. And I was like,
oh, that's not a good
I go, I don't want to know, dude.
Hey, 4 is a big number. How about you, my man? Anything to add?
Hey, there's going to be a lot of fighting this weekend. Herb Williams.
Yes.
We got... combates, everything. I mean, it's packed everywhere this weekend. So you're going to have time to watch fights. So, and don't forget Mother's Day on Sunday for everybody.
Yes.
You got to pack all that fighting in, and then you have to hang out with Mom.
It's going to be awesome this weekend. The Fighter's Voice going to be in the house. Copa Combate. We are putting the dream team together. We are putting Mark Davis, myself. You got Shally. You got KP. We're going to be grinding, winding. If anybody else wants to try to get some, in the words of Kilo, anybody can get some in Stockton, California. We're going to bring the A-team, man, and we're getting ready to take care of it with some post-fight, pre-fight, get all the content, all the interviews, and we're going to make it happen. Tomorrow on the Fighter's Voice 2.0 NINE in Stockton, California, we have Mike Oframowitz, Vice President of Copa Combate. As always, hey, we love you guys. Tune in. Follow us, www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you. Thumbs up for Richie, and it's a wrap.
Hey, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week. Remember, it's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.